And so, Claire, you were saying the book made you sad, and I just want to clarify that you're wrong to feel that.
It made me mad how stupid she was.
After that kind of scary shit, can I get a fucking fairy tale ending, please?
If you haven't stopped listening to the cast in horror and had to gouge out your eardrums after hearing that.
Clara, not to put a damper in that, but neither you nor I caught that the mother was dead.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mean Book Club. This week we read Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman.
Yes, we did. What a fun first and last name. I like both.
Yeah.
Gail or Eleanor?
Gail's
Which
fine,
one?
But...
I like both Gail and I like Honeyman. What a fun name.
It makes me think
Gail
of Matilda. Miss Honey from Matilda.
Okay.
I don't know this.
Well, all right,
but that's
Matilda?
okay.
Did you have a
I know
childhood?
Matilda, but I don't. Well, I was scared of a lot of things. Including...
I was about to say, I feel like you'd love Matilda. Actually, I would think you'd be like, yeah,
Stories
girl.
with orphanages were pretty scary for me.
She's got a
Hit
parent
too close to home.
Oh, I don't know. I just really didn't like Oliver Twist. Like as soon as they were at the boy for sale part, I was like, turn it off.
No, she's Matilda's little girl. She has parents that are really cruel to her, but she's got like superpowers.
Yeah,
she
turn it
looks
off.
like you. I feel like you would have liked it. That's why.
The cruel part, I think, is it a show? It's a book.
It's a book, and what I'm referring to is the movie.
I gotcha. Yeah,
of course,
I think...
played by Mara Wilson. Famously.
Yeah, of course, famously. That's why I think Mara Wilson. I feel like you get.
I was very scared of most things. Even being in the movie theater was a little scary for me.
Okay.
We had to walk out of Jumanji.
Okay.
That's a scary movie. Okay. I can give you that.
Okay.
Jumanji would have been scary.
Yeah, it was.
But
I didn't watch a lot of movies. I was a TV girl.
We would have been friends.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't understand. I went to movies from a very young age constantly.
Yeah. I said, Claire, you said thank you, but I want to make sure you heard me say I don't think we would have.
Oh, I misheard.
I also misheard that.
I did mishear that too.
Well, let me be clear.
Because all she did was hang out the movie theater. That's what Johnna's saying.
I like spooky things.
Right,
you do. We know.
I'm often friends with people who like spooky things. That's how I've ended up seeing some spooky things, just trying to be included. And now I have to watch this.
Yeah, I could have
my
found
eyes
a way
closed.
to accept you. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, if you're going to not pussy out, then sure, you can come hang.
Well, I can quietly close my eyes. I mean, it's not going to bother you. You're not even going to know.
Sure. Anyway, we are Mean Book Club. We read books that you tell us, maybe suck. Like they're New York Times bestsellers, but you don't understand why your book club's reading them, and you really want us to rip on them. So as always, we are your hosts. I'm Sarah Burton.
What's up? I'm Clara Morris.
I'm Johnna Scrabus.
And I'm Sabrina.
Well,
leaving us hanging.
I was. That was a hard one.
The rhythm did not follow the group energy.
I changed it up.
Heard it in my head. Now I'm gonna feel like I held in a sneeze.
All right. So, Johnna, who recommended this? Why are we reading it?
Okay. We're back to our friend Allesandra again because her recommendations are good and she writes funny little snippets about why we could read it, and they're just catnip to us. So here is what she had to say. I swear I do not seek out bad books, but here we are. Please do. Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. It is a pretty quick read and definitely Mean Book Club material. The main character is 30. Gross. And therefore so old and decrepit. She has a hard time navigating computers, bikini waxes, and ordering a pizza without breaking a hip. She falls in love with a musician because despite being a deeply troubled and wounded individual, she's also super shallow. She tries to enter society and is thoroughly confused by everyday things that would have simply been impossible to avoid up to this point. She's basically cosplaying as a human due to some pretty awful trauma and abuse, and yet the book is marketed as, quote, funny.
I have a similar problem. Allesandra, I have a similar problem.
Oh, just like add to the character or to
what she's saying
point?
right here. I was told this was a funny book and that I would like it.
Okay, incredible. You found a way to interrupt someone who's not even here. In fairness, she continues, I think there was potential for a good book that is never fully realized. Kudos to Gail Honeyman for making a character so pitiable and yet unlikable. I think as a society, we should look into why books written about abused women sell so fucking well. But for now, I will just continue to recommend them to you guys. So here we are at the end of her review. Now you may speak.
It, Allesandra.
I was agreeing with her, and it was like I was hyping her up.
Sure.
I'm sure she enjoyed it. I'm sure she's glad.
I like to think, Claire, that you were saying you just were like relate so much to Eleanor that you're like, that was what you were saying.
There was one line I liked that Eleanor had. It was like, she makes horrendous jewelry and sells it to idiots. I was like,
yeah,
that works.
The whole time I read Eleanor, I thought Claire would love this person. They would be friends.
Really?
You didn't like music. I thought that would be a big point of relation for you guys.
Well, I don't dislike it in the way that she dislikes it.
Okay. I don't understand. I don't understand how it's different. You're going to have to explain that.
Okay.
And she has that little inner monologue. It's like mean about people, but funny. It's like a little like...
I guess I think I'm a lot funnier. And
okay. You're very, very funny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I won't be demonstrating that for a bit now because the pressure's on.
I'm going to
just wait and see.
Shy now.
All right. So how did you guys all read this book?
Library, audiobook, classic.
Ditto.
Pretto.
Okay, well, first of all, this was a pleasure read for me several years ago. I believe I recommended it on this cast as a, hey, if you want to get away from the drivel we read, give this book a try. I've also bought it for 2 separate people. So this was a happy second read for me.
Why giving this to people? It's unpleasant.
It's not unpleasant. It's very funny and very good. It's not unpleasant at all. It's a great book. I think everyone I've ever given
liked
it to. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's a great book.
You like to read about the abuse? Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes bad things happen, and that's a part of life, and that's okay.
I wanted more abuse, to be honest. Sorry, subject. You guys, I'm kidding. But Sabrina, could you sum it up for us?
That might help.
I'll sum it up. Okay. There are roles for everyone.
Oh, joy.
Okay. I just want you guys to claim who wants to be.
I was about to say mummy.
Everyone would want mummy. I knew.
Okay. Who wants to be Eleanor?
I'll be Eleanor.
Okay.
Too slow. I tried to.
If people don't want to be her, I can.
No, it sounds like multiple people want to be her.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
I said I tried to give it to Johnna because she had just lost one, but I waited.
Yeah,
I mean, I couldn't wait any longer.
Johnna, I think voiceover is the better of the remaining 2 roles. The other
you're
one
about to say I'm going to do voiceover.
No, I was going to give it to you.
Okay,
it's just feeling benevolent today.
That's very nice.
Yeah, and I'll be Raymond.
Any directions, Sabrina?
Well, I guess the one thing I would say is that the voiceover character is not the same character both times, but the first one is narrator setting the scene. Second one, it tells you who it is.
Okay. Wow.
And then I think your voiceover will give the stage directions that everybody else needs to hear.
Okay, perfect. Let's do this.
On my petite shoulders.
Yeah.
We see Eleanor Oliphant. She's 30 years old and plain, but has scars on her face. She has a devil on her shoulder, her mother, and an underdressed angel on their other shoulder, her work friend Raymond. In the book, they are not literally angel and devil. It's just the vibes, you know?
I am Eleanor Oliphant. I work in accounts payable at a business. I don't have a computer of my own, nor do I know who SpongeBob SquarePants is. I like my life.
Don't like your life, you pathetic little dum-dum. You are not worthy.
Hey, Eleanor. You're okay. Do you want to come to a family function with me?
Thank you. I do think I'm okay. I actually have a boyfriend now, but yes, I will go on a series of dates with you.
You do?
Oh, yeah. Where did you meet him? A meeting of the WPS? Worthless People Society?
For your information, Mummy, we've not quite met yet. He's a famous musician. I love his music.
You pathetic little.
Please insert more money to continue this prison call.
Eleanor, did you hear that? You need to spend more money to talk to me. Pay it now.
So, what did your mom do to get into prison anyway?
I don't know. I'm sure these scars on my face have nothing to do with it. Honestly, maybe I should kill myself.
Or maybe we could have lunch instead.
No, talk to me.
Mummy, I'm going to have lunch with my friend. I have a cat now. Also, I got promoted at work, even though I thought that getting a single job was the end of the line and never once contemplated my next step. As you can see, I don't need you. I'm completely fine without you. Goodbye.
And scene.
Beautiful.
You are aware this book was set in Scotland, correct?
Yeah.
Who's the
Okay.
you in that sentence?
All of you.
All of us not
Okay.
doing a good Scottish accent.
Give us
Mine
a
wasn't.
break.
She wasn't Scottish. My
She didn't have-
character wasn't Scottish.
I
And
wasn't.
Eleanor didn't have a Scottish accent that Raymond's mom remarked upon.
Raymond was the one who had the Scottish accent.
I forgot.
Okay. I
I-
did think, Sabrina, your portrayal of Raymond was beautiful. Like, honestly, I think one of the best performances we've had on the cast.
Wow.
What's
thank
going on?
you.
Understated, and yet it really, I thought you played it to a T.
Well,
Wow.
you just said she did the accent wrong, so which
Okay.
is it?
Well, we would get a dialect coach for further rehearsals, but
I didn't
The
want to
heart of
steal
the
the
character is
scene,
there.
you know?
of course.
Man, I wish I had remembered.
Yeah.
Okay. You do? And then my next line would be,
Oh, I don't know.
Also,
what did your mom do to get in prison anyway?
Oh, that's
Lassie.
pretty good. That was pretty good.
Thank you. And then my last line would have been, or maybe we could have lunch instead.
Not
Like, I guess she's giving the editor an option to splice those back
That's
in.
never gonna be
Oh,
spliced
wait,
in.
I forgot the first line. Hey, Eleanor, you're okay. Want to go to a family function with me?
we're really,
I got
really
Irish.
Irish.
Okay, wait, sorry.
It's been
Hey,
pretty
Eleanor.
Irish the whole time.
Hey, Eleanor, you're okay. You want to
Nope.
go to a family function with
It's
me?
becoming
Look,
less
I just
human.
like that you're making decisions. I like the directions you're going. Johnna, do we have Johnna's jugs for this one?
Yeah, so we got two things here. So first of all, you can, especially if you're one of our UK-based listeners, if you haven't stopped listening to the cast in horror and had to gouge out your eardrums after hearing that, I would
You mean
recommend
my accent? Is that what you were?
I think
I was
she's
just
insulting all of
talking.
us.
I was just
Okay.
talking.
She's so scared of being a little fucker. We're just talking.
Sucky, I can't have an opinion. Glenn's vodka, which is what Eleanor drank. And it is manufactured by the Loch Lomond Group. Loch Lomond Group. It's Scottish. So you can go ahead and have what I'm sure is an absolutely disgusting vodka. The other thing I'm going to recommend to you, okay, is a little something called Buckfast that I got to have when I was in Scotland, and it's a whole lot of fun. Let me tell you about Buckfast. You guys remember Four Loko?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, this is worse. It is, instead of it still has the energy drink component, but it's mixed with a wine instead. And it's banned from being brought into bars and clubs in Scotland because too many people stab each other, I guess, when they get
Yeah.
wild on the buck fast.
Mm.
I feel
And
like
I
it was
need to
banned
tell
in
you-
Ireland too. I remember.
It might
when I
be.
was there.
I need to
Yeah.
tell you something fun, which is when Scottish people leave Scotland, they still want Buckfast, and there's a little app called Find Me Bucky, and they use it to
No.
find places that sell Buckfast.
Wow.
Good thing there's an
So,
app for that.
I would love if you were listening and you paired this episode with a little Bucky.
All right. That sounds disgusting. So, but sure. All right,
Energy
guys.
drink wine.
Yeah, have your energy drink wine, take a few sips, and we'll be right back with more about the book and the author. BRB. We're back.
Hi.
Okay. Jay, you
Really
wanna dive in?
Big and desperate. Yes. Okay.
So aggressive.
I know.
What?
You just said hi and I attacked. You said hi. Okay. Eleanor Oliphant is the 2017 debut novel by Gail Honeyman. It won the Costa Debut Novel Award, which is basically a special award just for people in the UK and Ireland. So it's like,
Who's even competing?
To be honest, it's not even real. Okay. That's nice. There's a special award made up for like a very small special group of people. Okay. Secondly, May 2017, the film rights were optioned by Reese Witherspoon's company Hello Sunshine. Of course.
Of
Reese
course.
has her hands all over these books.
Yeah, that's why we're reading it, I think.
And it was announced it would be an MGM picture, but I haven't heard anything else about it. But it was
Yeah, go ahead.
It was one of those where like it sold at auction. There were a ton of bids and publishers. As soon as it sold, like the movie rights were acquired and things like that. It was just, or, as soon as it debuted, I believe it was, big right out the gate, banger success.
This is the most updated, the information I have is from 2 years ago. So 2022.
Yeah.
Where it says Fleabag director Harry Bradbeer to direct and Georgia Pritchett is adapting. That's like,
but what's going on? It's been, I know movies move slowly, but it does feel like we're getting into like it's not happening territory a little
Maybe
bit.
they started to feel so sad about Eleanor that they couldn't go on.
Okay, well, you'd be wrong if you were sad.
Also, I just want to say Georgia Pritchett, the one adapting it.
Yeah.
She was, where'd this information just go? She was the co-EP on Succession and Veep.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool. I like those
Okay,
shows.
pretty
two
big.
amazing shows.
So that's
Okay.
pretty.
I'm into it now.
Okay.
Hope
You
that
got me,
happens.
Sarah.
I hope that happens.
Yeah, I agree. And so Claire, you were saying the book made you sad, and I just want to clarify that you're wrong to feel that, because actually this book is a genre called uplit, UP-LIT, which means it is uplifting literature. Yeah, it's designed to kind of make you happy. And there is a theory that people were drawn to it because of how unhappy the world is.
What's the happy part?
I don't understand. I don't agree with that.
It's uplit, you guys.
Is the happy part like your life is better than Eleanor's?
Yeah, or just that her life gets a little better by the end. Is it the fact that it's not?
I think it's like what Scottish people think is uplifting.
Well,
is
there's
that she goes to therapy and that's like really uplifting that she went to therapy.
I think there's a little bit of an updog thing going on.
You trying to get us to say
Yep. Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Sarah, do you know what I'm talking about? Or?
No, I don't remember if I'm supposed.
You're trying to get us to say some. You're trying to get us to make a fool of ourselves.
You want me to? I see. You want me to say, "What's up, dog?"
Yeah,
I think.
Okay.
I see you pee, Johnna.
I got it. All right.
So it's not real.
I think there's the point though of like, is this uplifting to Scottish people? Maybe. I think they are generally pretty darkly funny group of people. So maybe this is like the happiest it gets in Scotland.
Yeah. It does show up when I look up uplit. It shows up. And you know what else shows up on that list? A man called Uva.
Well,
that's not
accurate. I think if this book is, so is that.
Yeah,
but I don't understand the genre.
Sure, I'm with you there.
All right. Tell us about Gail.
Gail was born in Stirling, Scotland, and Stirling is a city in central Scotland, northeast of Glasgow, northwest of Edinburgh. It's the market town surrounded by rich farmland.
Wait, let me get my map out.
Citadel, the medieval old town with its merchants and tradesmen, the old bridge and the port. I mean, doesn't Scotland just sound incredible? Don't you want to go? Don't you want to go in August with
lovely.
me?
You're going
in August? Are you
Yeah.
going for are you going to the Fringe?
I don't know if we're going to hit Fringe. August
my
is just the
cousin was
time I
trying
can
to-
go.
Oh, my cousin was trying to convince me to come for Fringe, and I was like,
Yeah?
I don't know, with the baby.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
going to
know
be
if I should
there,
do it.
Sarah.
What's friend?
Sounds like
Just
you
change
won't
your
be.
mind.
Sounds like you're going to be missing it. Is what
Well,
you
the
just
very
said.
end, I'll be there maybe.
Okay.
Something to think about. We'll talk more about this off cast.
Sure.
She is 52 years old. She started writing professionally in her 40s. As you know, we go crazy for that shit. We're so happy
I
about
love it when they're
I'm
not.
always a little skeptical.
Yeah, what took you so long?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
Okay. Now here's where this bio gets a little interesting. I think you guys are going to be interested in this. So a couple things are going on. First of all, she has a second book coming out. And to be fair, it's coming out December 18th, 2025. It's currently called Untitled Book 2. All she has said about it so far is it's set in a different period and location, followed by, I'll see what happens, I guess. And this really feels like this is a dog that has caught the bumper situation where she does not have a second book. And she, in an absolute panic, she knows that a book is about to go on sale a little over a year from now.
Oh my
And
God.
there is no book, and she has no idea what it's going to be. It has
That's
backed
so
herself
funny.
into
It
the
has a
corner of
location and a
different-
time period.
It
It's in a
does.
spot in a time.
Or it's maybe like a George R. R. Martin thing where she's like, oh, was not expecting to be so popular, and then like just is like, it's gonna take me a while to get another one out of here.
Maybe. Or maybe it was a Freaky Friday situation. Somebody swapped into her body and wrote it, and then they swapped back, and now she's like,
That's too
she
bad.
doesn't
Yeah,
know.
that
She doesn't
sucks.
know.
Now she's
Shit,
like, I've got to
shit.
go back to that same restaurant.
I gotta go. We gotta have a lightning strike. Okay, here's the other thing. So she seems to be, based on her online presence or lack thereof, an extremely mysterious person. So I want to just read this quick excerpt from one of the very, very, very few interviews she did.
Okay.
She admits to having grown up in a village in central Scotland, midway between Glasgow and Edinburgh, as listeners know. But when pressed about her background or her personal life, clams up. It takes a mid-interview phone call to her parents to reassure her that it's okay to mention what they did for a living. Her mother was a civil servant and her dad worked in a science lab. They are both retired. There was
What's
no
going on in the science lab is my first thought. Some fucked up stuff.
there was no history of writing in the family. And when she describes like how she came into writing, she says there really is no mystery. It's all very ordinary, which is an incredibly suspicious thing to say.
Here's my question: is she autistic like her main character? Do we know?
I would say, yeah. I mean, the way the author writes and gets into the mind of Eleanor, who is probably on a spectrum.
I know that it doesn't say that. Yeah, but
It doesn't say
it's
that,
hard
but
to
it's-
read it in any other way to me.
I agree. It does make you think like someone who can see the world this uniquely and through this particular lens as an author. Like it did make me wonder. I don't know. I'm saying she's mysterious, and I think there's more, and we got to get to the bottom of it.
I think she's more like her character. Maybe like without the horrible, like if her parents are that, she probably doesn't have a horrible background, but I feel like she's more like her character than
Are you dying to know more? What's the new book? What are her secrets? Why doesn't she talk to anybody?
She doesn't like the pressure. She doesn't like the attention.
Hmm.
That's what I'm
Okay.
getting. That's my guess.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's go into it.
More of an interest, but okay, let's go.
It's fine.
Are we unraveling a mystery here
I
together?
respect her privacy. Respect her privacy.
That's really messed
So-
up.
I'm not interested.
I will say this book does, like, just because we just brought up, man, we just did the Oov guy. It is weird, the similarities between these two books with the whole, like, I don't know how computers work, and, like, there's a cat.
I put that as
That's
a
saving
topic
me.
in the
Oh, yeah? All right.
outline.
Well,
Let's get
okay,
right
well, we
into
can wait.
it.
But it's just, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. We can come back to that. I don't know. Maybe we need to talk a little bit more about the characters and stuff before diving in. But yeah, truly there were a lot of.
There were so many parallels because in Uva, we have a main character who's a lonely person.
Yeah,
Okay, check. That's what we have with Eleanor
that's true.
Oliphant.
That's true.
Who thinks they're
Like,
better than everyone
thinks they're better
else
than everybody.
in sort of a defensive way.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep. Also, I think, well, this was first person narrative, and that was like weird. Started a recent thing with a man named Uva, but the vibe just felt the
The
same that
computer,
way.
they both don't know what a computer is.
Yeah, that's what that was the.
Oh, you already
It's
said
even
that?
that was weirder for me because I was like, actually, that at the beginning of this, because that's pretty early. It kind of pissed me off, and it took. I was like, I need more, because at that point we didn't know anything about like, oh, she had a weird past of abuse. Like we didn't know at that point, so it was like, I was just like, why is she such an idiot? Like she's not old. Like Uva at least was older.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was
Like,
more believable.
and it was
Uva.
earlier. It was like 2011. This was 2017. Like she should know what the fuck a computer. Like it made me mad
Yeah.
how
It
stupid
was
she
too
Yeah.
was.
much. It was too much.
Also, they both acquire a cat. They both try to kill themselves.
Yep, that's true.
Okay, I just feel like we're completely blowing past the comedy. It's like, it's not that she doesn't know how to use these things. She's just chosen not to. She's happy reading her books and watching her show. And
Oh, Johnna doesn't like technology, so she's feeling attacked right
That's
now.
really.
I
I
don't
just
like
feel like
technology.
you have to be so, but that's what I'm saying. I actually, I feel like eventually once you find out like more like her issues, I just, at the time when it was happening, I thought in my head, I need to hear that she has some background where she used to be like Amish or something for me to be like, buy into her character being so dumb, all these things.
not
And I
dumb,
do
it's
think
a choice to eschew modern stupid things.
Is that how you pronounce
like
that word?
computers.
Yeah,
Eschew.
I'd be much happier if I didn't have a
Eschew.
computer.
You wouldn't
Okay,
be
I
But
don't
you
think
wouldn't
that's
know how
true.
to order one. You wouldn't know, like, oh, God. It's
What
just
I mean,
kind of-
probably
you'd
if I
use it-
didn't have a computer already. Let me ask you this: how many times has a book broken my ribs? Okay,
Johnna's
the
had
answer
an
is zero.
accident.
How many
with her
times has a
telephone.
phone broken my ribs?
I think you're still blaming the wrong thing here.
The jacket, I think, was too tight.
And
That's
honestly,
another
skiing, I
technology.
feel like, is probably your biggest culprit that you
It
are
wasn't a
not.
skiing accident.
It wasn't skiing. The jacket,
This is.
I was
it
on
happened-
skis, but I was not
Thank
skiing.
you. This is
I was
ridiculous.
standing.
This is ridiculous.
Were you trying to do balance? Her phone was in
No.
her pocket and she leaned over or stood up or something and it broke her
Stood up.
ribs.
And the phone
While
went
in
through my
skiing,
ribs.
while skiing.
I wasn't
While this
skiing,
was-
Sarah. I was
You had
I
the
was
skis
standing.
on?
I
Did
had
you have
skis
to-
on?
Standing with skis on? The skis are on, then I'm saying
I know.
skiing.
yeah, but
Thanks.
it was no. But this scenario is like if she was wearing a bathing suit, but was
Mhm.
outside of the pool.
Exactly. I wouldn't say
I
wouldn't say,
imagine
oh, I
you-
drowned swimming. I would say I was in a bathing suit and a bird came out of the sky and hit me in the face.
Drowned me. Doesn't I don't think the analogy
I would
works.
still say
No,
maybe
no,
the
it does, 'cause
analogy.
that's
Maybe
why
you
it's
shouldn't have
not a
been near.
ski
Maybe you shouldn't have been near the pool. Probably.
So now I can't even. Now it's what I was wearing is the problem, Sarah.
I think certainly
That's my fault for what
I think the location
Wow.
and
Oh yeah, I'll have to just be more careful. I can't. Yeah, where I go, I guess. In the morning.
yeah, I
how
think
I dress.
just maybe don't go skiing.
Okay.
But look, I don't even know what we were talking about related to.
We're talking about how stupid
Ova.
technology is.
Oh my god. Okay.
Um,
yeah, I don't. Whatever.
For all the parallels to the book Ova, I hated that book more than any book I've ever read that I can remember. And I did like this book.
Yeah, I did also
Three people have
agree.
said they liked this book.
It
I
made
didn't like
me it made me feel like, wow, Ova really could have been executed better.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can I just give an example to readers about how funny Eleanor is?
Yeah, could you?
Yeah. It's no trouble. Okay, here we go. So she's has to text her new work friend. She goes, I steeled myself as best I could, and with teeth gritted, using only one finger, I typed, see you there, E. I sat back, feeling queasy. illiterate communication was quicker. That was true. Not by much. I'd save myself the trouble of typing 4 whole characters. Still, it was part of my new credo, trying new things. I'd tried it and I definitely did not like it. LOL could go and take a running jump. Yeah. So funny.
I wouldn't describe that as so funny.
So funny. I think it's charming.
I think it goes down easy.
Yeah, I am with Sabrina.
Okay, what about this one? No, thank you, I said. I don't want to accept a drink from you because then I would be obliged to purchase one for you in return. And I'm afraid I'm simply not interested in spending 2 drinks worth of time with you.
Yes, that was funny.
And that's to me, again, why I'm like, she's autistic, but it's like, that's funny because you're like, why? Who would be in this social situation and be so
Another
honest?
Thing that she said that I think maybe Johnna would characterize as funny.
Wow.
Just based on the examples you've given. She's reading a book and has a dog in it, and she says, book can never have too much dog.
Funny, but so relatable.
Yeah. Although she had a lot of not relatable things when she talked about food and everything.
Sure. How about this one? I had no idea how to respond and opted for a smile, which serves me well on most occasions, though it's not something to do with death or illness. I know that now. That's so funny.
Wait, I got another one. I can't remember who she's talking to. I think maybe it's like Raymond's mom, and they found out she was sick, and she was like, I asked a follow-up question. Not because I was interested, but because that's what you do.
Yeah.
That was good.
It was okay. Yeah.
Okay, look, we're moving the needle on Clara a little bit.
I know, and I like that one I said, where she's like, she makes bad jewelry, sells it to idiots.
Yeah. See, I think this is a universal like. Uh-oh.
No. No. Slow it down.
Allesandra, look, you got out over your skis on this book, okay? You sent
Is
us...
that what happened when you hurt your ribs?
Well, in a way.
I imagine you were standing at the top of the hill.
I was.
Okay.
I over again. I just
did not fall. I did not make a skiing error. My phone effectively reached out of the jacket pocket, lodged itself between my ribs, and cracked.
Johnna,
one.
you will never. I mean, I wish I could have been in the room with you when you explained what to the doctor what you think happened. Mm-hmm. What did the doctor say? Like, a typical, you were skiing, but it wasn't nothing related to skiing. It was
I was hoping
the phone
doctor
attacked you.
I was hoping the doctor, PA, by the way, not even a doctor. Okay. I was hoping that he was a skier because I wanted him to understand when you get up from the chairlift that there is a surge of a sort of violent thrust that you must do to stand.
Oh, okay. That
so it is
like maybe
a skiing injury.
Skiing related.
No,
it's absolutely a skiing injury.
From sitting to standing.
Injury. It's crazy to me.
I was literally standing up. I was not skiing. Okay.
But it was the special kind of standing up you would only do on a ski lift.
That's like, this is actually to your swimming thing. It's like, as though like you were like, well, when I dove into the water, my goggles hit me in the face. It's like that's still swimming accident.
Sarah, was I diving or was I swimming?
It's still a swimming accident.
Okay.
Well, it's the analogy is bad. No one is arguing that.
I think it works. Makes sense to me as a swimmer.
All right. Okay.
It's like more like if I was getting up onto the diving block to perform in my relay race and I slipped off the diving block because the diving block was faulty. The diving block itself.
The diving. So you've looked. The phone is faulty. Is that or the coat?
Or the chair.
The
chair
pocket
lift?
Placement on the coat was the problem. To be honest.
Okay, this is.
It shouldn't have been there. It wasn't a safe place to have a pocket that could fit a phone. You know what? It's an argument for women's clothing to have less pockets.
I'm having a hard time
Nobody's
understanding why
that
it was
argument.
not in why the standing up. I've had a phone in a
it just
pocket
doesn't
and the
add up.
sitting sort of pokes you. I don't get
Doesn't
it.
add up. Doesn't add up.
It went from being a vertical phone to a phone that was horizontal parallel to the ground.
I would guess is
this.
that you actually probably did it prior to whatever this happened, and it wasn't until you stood up that you actually felt the pain of it happening.
No, you could not be more wrong.
I'm
Sarah.
sure. I'm actually so confident that I'm right.
You're not. You're so wrong. You weren't there.
I know, but from just listening to
This
what
is
you
insane.
say happened, it doesn't make
No.
sense.
No, it does.
Johnna, I wish I could have been your doctor because I get it.
I know you do. I know you
I
do.
get it.
You've had a rib broken from a phone in your pocket, Sabrina?
No, I was there. I know what she's saying happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you show me with
screaming pain? I can show.
Doesn't
Yeah.
make
Okay.
sense.
You're a body. Your phone
Mhm.
is like this.
Mhm.
You are okay. It's not going to be great for the cast to show.
Oh,
a
yeah.
visual.
You'd have to
Everyone
lean
write in. Tell us
You
how you
lean
think John
forward.
injured herself.
Okay.
You lean heavily forward and then you thrust up with momentum. And what happened was the phone, in that moment of leaning forward, put itself right into my ribs. And then when I thrust it up with momentum, it went in between.
Mm.
And broke a rib.
And it broke a rib. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Has this the first time you had the phone in that place and worn
Yes,
that
it
coat?
was, Sarah. Yes, it was, because I wanted to make sure that Dan, who was separated from the group, was being contacted by us as needed.
So
usually you put the phone somewhere else.
Usually I put it in my thigh pocket where it's safe in the event of a very unlikely fall. That way, if I get hurt, it's not pressing up against my ribs and my organs of my body. It's down in your heavy, heavy thigh
So
area.
now I'm hearing that you already knew it was a risk, and it was a risk you took.
No,
It
the
was-
coat was wrong.
The coat was wrong. It should be okay in a coat pocket. Coat was wrong, not me.
All right.
All right, that's fine, but I think the fact that it was a special ski lift move makes it a skiing injury.
I agree.
It doesn't mean you did something wrong or that you're a bad
We're not
skier,
calling you a bad skier. If that's
Which
what your defensiveness
which
is
I'm sure
about.
that is what it's about. No one's calling you a bad skier.
It's more the smiting of skiing.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the language we're talking about skiing in. Oh, maybe it's not safe. Oh, you broke your rib skiing. No,
Well, skiing
Broke
is
my
a
ribs.
dangerous
You
sport
absolutely
where
broke your
everyone
rib
knows that.
skiing.
Everyone knows that. That's not a surprising thing.
no.
Anyway, the book is funny, she was saying.
Very funny.
So Eleanor, we meet her. She doesn't have any friends. She's very weird. It starts out she sees this guy who she's like, this is this guy, he's a
Yeah,
musician.
this was confusing and it made me feel like I missed something in the book because it was like lonely, lonely, lonely. I don't talk to anybody. I don't speak on the weekends. I went to a concert with somebody from work and I fell in love with the guy in the concert. It's like, what the fuck? Wait.
Well, I think it goes to show what a special occasion the concert was. And, she doesn't normally go to these things. She doesn't understand that there is a performer audience boundary.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's so
I needed
crazy.
more.
It is.
I needed more or maybe I did miss something because I was doing an audiobook and I won't rewind. But I felt like I needed more explanation for why she was at a concert with someone all of a sudden.
Oh.
I don't think you got much more if you had rewinded.
I don't think it was just like didn't she win it? Didn't she win it from the radio and then she just brought the youngest guy?
Right, but that seems like a lot to go from never speaking to anyone to inviting someone to go to a concert.
Yeah, but I don't think she has social anxiety. I don't think that's her issue. I think she's autistic. I think it's just like she doesn't do social interactions
how can I argue
correctly.
with that?
Okay. That's just I don't think it's I don't think that's her issue. But anyway, so she's like, this is the guy, he's the one for me, which is obviously to us, the reader, being like, okay, she's off her rocker. Something's really messed up here, and she thinks this is the one that her mom will approve of or whatever. And she does some creepy things, eventually looks up where he lives, and she gets the computer because she wants to stalk him, and then she does. And at that point in the book, I was like, actually, I kind of would have I don't know. I keep thinking about this. I'm like, would I like this book better? The book that I thought was happening at that point, which was her mother is like, I thought maybe her mother was like, because we don't know the deal with her mother at that point. And I thought, oh, except for that she's like crazy and not and mean and not with and in some sort of home or like just not. Eleanor has weekly phone calls with her, they say. So in my head, I thought at that point that she was like in a prison or an insane asylum. And I was like, oh, so is it going to be her like struggling with becoming as insane as her mother? And I thought that was just the start of her being creepy freak, but she doesn't do anything else, I would say, that rose to the level of stalker as what she did early on when she showed up to his house and rang the doorbell.
And then she like sat outside his door, listened in, looked through the glass.
Right. I'm saying after that, the next thing she does is go to a concert, and it's like, yeah, it's not that bad.
Something that like didn't necessarily click for me is like, okay, so honestly, when she like delusionally started loving the singer, that's when I took a turn on the book. I was like, my notes are like, this is so like Ova, oh my God, I hate it. And then I was like, okay, I love how delusional she is.
I did like, that's what I was like. It's very dark. And I was like, ooh, this is exciting. This is interesting. I did like it.
But then she just like later realizes that she's being crazy. And that didn't feel like what that character would do given the like obsession.
Yeah, it needed a step in between.
Yeah.
Maybe something with the mom and realizing the similarities or something.
Yeah, I wanted her to take it farther and then like it because it just
Something
felt
happens,
like she never because what she does is later this is much later in the book, she like goes to the concert and like he doesn't look at her and she's like realizes she doesn't even like him or the music. And it's just like, oh, I was wrong. I was being crazy. It did seem too easy.
Yeah.
That realization.
Yeah. Well, he also, I think, does something disgusting on stage. Not disgusting, but disgusting to her. Like he like, shows his butt. Yeah.
Is that it? I don't know why I'm saying
that sounds right.
I don't remember.
Okay.
And to her, that's just so grotesque. So I think it's partly that she loses the crush just because she's like, oh, he's not the man I thought he was.
Yeah.
Which I felt a similar experience at a concert.
Yeah.
Matt and I saw this artist perform at the Stone Pony in Asbury Park. And I was like, his songs are so beautiful and romantic and deep and just like heartbreaking. And then he was there and he was really drunk and he was just so into telling his own stories. It was sad.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
I don't like that.
Gross.
Yeah.
That can happen, but you also weren't stalking him previously, so you're
making some very dangerous assumptions, Sarah.
All right, maybe you were, but anyway, but
all right, fine.
So that's happening. So and while she's doing that, she's like, I'm trying to make over myself to make before she has her big meeting with this guy that she's now the singer that she's obsessed with. So she does some things like she gets a wax, which is what I said. I hated the waxing scene. I was like, because it's just like I'm not a fan of like I don't know how things work.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was supposed to be funny, but it wasn't funny.
Right. So that's why I didn't feel like I was like behind. Was behind her weird choices until I knew like a little bit more about her past. I wish they had like delved that had been talked about or they gave us that information earlier because then I would have been more on board with her and her reactions to things. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's like hard because it's like nice to get as a reveal, but
yeah, I was annoyed at her at first and then I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah. I guess I will give you that it does feel lazy to have characters that just don't know something because some of the other writing in this book was more inspired. Like it's like she has a funny take, a peculiar take on this.
Yeah,
thing.
some stuff she really knew, like like food and she seemed very smart in some ways. So that's why it was like
I'm thinking about her relationships. And so I was shocked to find that she had previously been sleeping with somebody. And then she was like
that was
talking.
shocking.
Yeah. And then she was like, talking to Raymond about how that ended. And I can't remember, but she was like, well, even though we didn't go on dates, we did get to have sex, and that's better than just getting raped.
Oh, yeah.
And Raymond was like, those are not the only two options.
Yeah.
I don't know why Raymond likes her.
I think we need to talk about Raymond, but wait, let's take a quick commercial break, and then we haven't given the background, so let's do it. BRB. We're back. Does somebody want to break down Raymond? Do you want to do a...
I can.
Ray. Okay. Do it, Sabrina.
So
Ray.
You'll have to help me fill some things in, but essentially he works with her and he's an IT guy.
New coworker too.
New coworker. Oh yeah, she knows so little about computers that she didn't know that the old IT guy had left months ago. Anyway,
that's fine.
For some reason, he and her call an ambulance or something because some guy's sick, so they form this.
So they see somebody faint in the street. And,
okay.
As they're leaving work, right?
Yeah, and they both help him.
And they help him, and then his life is saved. And Raymond calls her from the hospital. Is like, oh, I thought you'd want to see he's awake because he was in a coma. And then they're like, oh, so excited. And then he's like, oh, we should go have a beer together. And she was like, guess never really been to a bar, but I could do that. And they go, and this is where they start their friendship. And it's really interesting because she's like, what do people order at bars? What do people order at bars? Oh my God, he's going to ask me what I want. Anyway, they have their little drinks, and then they just keep hanging out. And it seems like a cute little romance could be developing.
Yes,
it's
yes, I agree.
They go to his aunt's house to do something. She invites him to something. Then he invites her over and she meets his mom.
Yeah, and the mom's really nice, and it's they get along so well. It's really sweet. I also at this point was this is moving towards because then people would think they're a couple, and then she would always be like, oh no, I've already got somebody. I just haven't met him yet, or he'd say funny things like that. But it was oh no, she's gonna realize at some point that Raymond's better than they're she should be going for, etc. But that didn't happen.
Yeah,
he might have been trying to do it, but I don't know why he wants to be friends with her. She's not that nice to him or fun seeming.
Yeah,
I don't really see what's in it for him.
They meet up. She's always in her head, he's dressed like shit. Why would he pick that cruddy ass outfit?
Yeah, I don't really know why he brought her to his mom's house.
I feel I get it, because I feel when he he's a really sweet, sincere person. And I think he talked about having an old relationship where the woman cheated on him. And I think he probably is attracted to how Eleanor is just very blunt. And she's this is what she is what she says and she sees the world a little differently. But I don't know. I bought them at least being friends, I guess. But I wanted them to be. I wanted an ending with them to be romantically involved.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. I wanted a lot of nicer things. I wanted Eleanor to.
You wanted more
have a nice
life.
Yeah, I still want her to have a nicer life.
Yeah, no, it was very sad. Her situation was sad. But I liked the dark stuff. That's what it's I could have had this book be even darker, to be quite honest. I'm not.
That's coming for. I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's me.
Okay. Very brave.
Okay. But yeah, so it's to parallel Eleanor doing these weird stalker things with her, and a burgeoning friendship with Raymond is kind of happening up to the point where Eleanor goes to the concert, has the realization that this man isn't for her. Then she just starts getting drunk on vodka and is gonna try to kill herself. She's missing work, which she never does.
Uh-huh.
And
Very sad.
Did you relate to that, Johnna? That sounded like you when they were talking about someone who never misses work.
No. I miss work.
No, never.
Depends on the job.
Well, yeah. So basically, Raymond saves her life. Somebody want to take over?
You got it.
That was it? I feel like I'm just rambling about like what happened.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I think
like,
that is, I think she struggles with obviously mental health issues. She, decides, like Sarah said, she's going to take her life, prepares to do so. Raymond saves her. And it's ultimately like this really interesting, redeeming story about, it's not a love story, but it's a friendship story of how like we all need something in our lives. Like you can't just go home from work on Friday and not see anyone until Monday.
I already knew that. I knew that already.
But maybe it's asking you to reach out to someone who doesn't know that.
Oh, is that what it wanted me to do? Because that's not something I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to be the Raymond. He is not described flatteringly.
Okay, so Sabrina and I both have to do 2 people now. That's
Good luck. Good luck.
We could take them on a group.
Let's talk about the reveals from the therapy, right? Because I feel like I'm getting that maybe we took away different things from the reveals. Am I wrong here? From the summary, I was like, is Sabrina not revealing what happened, or
I think Sabrina wasn't revealing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure whether I was like, did I interpret something wrong? Because I was really speeding to finish this book, so it's fair.
Okay, that's
what
not
do you
giving
think
the book
happened?
to it earned.
The mom died in the fire.
Yes.
Oh.
So, oh no, you don't think so, Sabrina?
Maybe I was.
So wait, yeah, I also didn't. Maybe
okay, so
good.
This is good. Okay. This is good. It wasn't It wasn't like 100% clear. I don't think.
I was listening on 3 times speed.
I was doing a lot of other things.
I think it's pretty clear. Mom that Eleanor has been talking to this whole time in the book, every Wednesday night, isn't real.
It's
this
like
is
her
in her head. And
yeah.
Mom actually set the house on fire when Eleanor and her sister were children, and Mom and little sister died in the house.
Yeah. Okay, I thought just sister.
I thought just sister as well.
Mom as well. And so this whole kind of journey for Eleanor has been to this voice in her head, this negative voice is just her own, but it's from her childhood trauma.
Wow. So
and leaving that behind.
The devil on the shoulder was perhaps even more apt than I.
That's your conclusion from this
how good I am. Look
I
how
like
good I am.
Confidently, you were like, no, I know the ending. I obscured it in the summary.
Wow. No,
all right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I thought maybe it was like I was not 100% confident, so I thought maybe
I was having trouble piecing together because she like said that her name was changed after it and everything. So I was like, oh, did they put her in witness protection? But then she still found her mom. I was like, how's she not like violating her protections?
And there was that part where she told the social worker she still talks with the mom, and the social worker was surprised.
Yeah, they were like, "What?" Well,
which makes sense if your mom burned up your sister,
right?
Sure.
I see the book is creeping up and up in everybody's estimation.
What are you talking about? I did not like, and I think that the audiobook probably the witch like.
It was really witchy. It was really witchy.
I didn't like it. I was like, this is very unpleasant to hear. It's upsetting me. I don't like what she's saying to Eleanor. I don't like how she's saying it. I don't want this in my life.
But it made me want Eleanor to be witchier, like have more of a witchy side to her that I don't know, didn't really seem to happen with. I don't know.
Yeah,
I made me expect more of a specific, but I guess it was her struggling because in the end it was her doing the voice in her head essentially.
Right.
But yeah, so again, uplit. There was not like the happy ending. It was just that she was able to admit what happened in her past to a therapist.
Her life is better now. Her colleagues at work understand her more because Raymond helped her bridge the gap.
And she got a haircut.
And as she herself professes, she realizes people like you when you rotate the clothes that you wear, which is very astute.
I also have a bone to pick with how this book portrayed normal people like me as being so mean and cruel. Like her coworkers were so mean to her, laughing at her in the open because she has eczema or something. That's not a fair way to describe us.
Well, so shouldn't you want to be a Raymond then?
No. No, I'm one of the cool people at work with friends.
Okay, it sounds like what you are is a bully. If to you, the cool people are the people that make fun of Eleanor as the quote normal people, as you call them.
They were obviously described like the masses, the normal masses. Were described as a little bit like it was a cartoonish.
Yeah, they were.
It was Roald Dahl-esque cruel. Yeah,
they were pretty cruel.
Speaking of Roald Dahl, Clara, very good. A little Roald Dahl reference.
Yeah, we were talking about him earlier.
Yeah, remember? But I thought you didn't understand. I thought you didn't know.
I didn't even know you would have known that. Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's what scared me off. All the beginnings of the books were cruel, overly cruel to the children.
I'm just saying your story's not adding up. Okay.
I think I just explained it.
All right. Well, I don't know. Do we have anything else we want to get into this book? I guess you would have what are issues? Let's go back to what Allesandra said.
I have no issues. What can I say? I loved the book. I loved it so much. It's one of the few books that remained on my bookshelf. Now, I may have thrown it away eventually because I really have a problem. I have a problem and I need to get help. But it did remain on my bookshelf for a good long time.
You're okay. It's
okay. Yeah.
You're okay.
Yeah. I throw a lot of stuff away though. Like the reason I was in the jacket that hurt me was because I had thrown my ski jacket away.
You mean giving it away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do mean took to a Goodwill.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I got rid of something I use multiple times a year every year for no reason.
Okay.
Well, now someone has a nice ski jacket. Nice warm jacket.
That won't ever hurt them.
Did you mean to leave a note in the pocket to tell them not to?
No, she kept the coat that hurt her, I believe.
The coat that hurt me is still here. The problem is I got rid of the ski coat.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, Allesandra says, one of her criticisms was like, she's super shallow about the musician and like and I guess like Raymond, she's like mean about the way Raymond looks and stuff like that. But I don't think to me, it's not so much shallow. I feel like that's more to me, her being on the spectrum and like being very like, these are the rules. And like some of the rules of life were introduced to her by her mother, or like expectations. And just so she's like, these people this is someone who is fitting into the expectation or the rules. And this is someone who's really, so the smoking's a no. This is, I read it more like that. Not that she was shallow. It was just part of her.
It just seemed like very similar to Uva, even what you're saying now. These are the rules, you have to follow them. Or you're, and then that reminded me of another similarity, which is like, I guess she put it as her mother really scorned overweight people, but that was
you're right. They both did have that.
The Uva book.
Oh yeah.
Same book.
Yeah.
Same book, basically.
It's weird. It is a lot. There are a lot of similarities between them. Woof. Weird.
Yeah. I bet we're the first people to notice that. Should we be writing in journals? Should we be writing journal articles?
Clara, not to put a damper in that, but neither you nor I caught that the mother was dead. I don't know.
Sure. I don't know.
But write your journal articles.
I said we, Johnna. You were included.
Oh, really? Oh my God. Okay.
Whose name goes first?
I'm going to go alphabetical first
Dolores.
names.
First
Alphabetical
names?
first names. Yeah.
Alphabetical first.
As
It's
is
more
true.
fair.
Sure. All right. I feel like we just took a commercial break, so we're not ready to, but
Let's wrap this baby up. Let's put
Let's
a bow
wrap her
on it.
up.
So that
All
people,
right.
the sooner we finish this podcast, the sooner people can start reading this excellent, wonderful book. Such a good book.
Let's just
An
put a warning in
all-time
there.
top for me.
It's a little bit sad and scary.
It's a little bit uplit. So
I like my friend, my old roommate Joe, who was on the podcast with her book a while back. She's recommended this to me years ago, thinking I would like it. And I'm just like, wow, she thought I was so brave.
I really thought you were gonna be on my side, Clara, with all her little funny things she thinks and says. Man, I was like, this person would be me and Claire's friend for sure. And now I find out you're one of the bullies. You're one of the people that was laughing at her at work.
If it would help me fit in, absolutely. Should we do a little Goodreads?
Yeah, let's do Goodreads. I almost feel like we should be not doing 5-star reviews for this one, but we'll just do.
I agree because it's been so overwhelmingly positive on the cast.
But here's Matthew.
More of the same.
Matthew 5 stars. He goes, Eleanor Oliphant is not completely fine. Well, at least not at first. This book is a fantastic character study. The journey with quirky Eleanor through the past and present is bizarre at times, thought-provoking at others, but I found it engaging no matter what. Such a fun ride. You know, when I sat down to write this, I thought I was going to go 4 stars. But in writing the paragraphs above, I was thinking about the uniqueness of the story and how engaged I was. And I'm going to give it 5. Give it a try. 5 stars.
I love the change of heart mid-review.
Yeah, you got to change it. You got to change it up. I don't know. There's a lot of people being like, thank you, Eleanor Oliphant. Thank you for picking me up out of my reading slump. Thank you for being funny, sad, smart, blunt.
Hell yeah.
Sad. Oh, thanks for being sad. Okay, I can get that anywhere.
Thank you for enriching my own personal vocab. My Kindle dictionary has never had such a workout. She does do crossword.
Admitting stupidity on the internet. Interesting.
Oh, this is interesting because this is the same person, Jules. She says, my black heart doesn't always have to read about murders and mysteries. I love a good feel good story as much as the next guy. I just need it to be the right kind of writing, the right kind of character. I have to admit I wasn't a huge fan of a man called Uva. Uva did not strike me as a real person. He felt artificial and a bit contrived, made up. Eleanor, on the other hand, is real. 5 stars. That's interesting. I think I maybe did also feel that way. Like I believed Eleanor more.
Yeah, I think that's fair, actually. When she says Uva feels contrived, Eleanor didn't feel as contrived. But honestly, that maybe made it worse for me. It's like, I feel so bad for her. And
but she comes
Uva
out
is just a character.
Yeah.
Does she really? It's not that great in the end.
She's at a job she likes, and people appreciate her more. They understand her more. Everybody's
You do
learned
feel
a
like
little
she's
something.
moving. She's going up.
It's a little bit better. After that kind of scary
really
shit, can I get a fucking fairy tale ending, please?
Yeah. I would have liked a little bit more. Uplit is still funny to me. That's misleading. All right. Okay. So do you guys want to do our
hate rates? Yeah.
Yes.
I can go first. 2 out of 5. The writing's not terrible, but it's too scary. 2 out of 5, too scary.
Too scary. Obviously happy to go next. Absolutely love this book. I would recommend it to anyone. It's a bookshelf keeper. Just a joy to read, start to finish. Love Eleanor. Love the voice of the narrator. Want to know more about her. What a mystery. Gail Honeyman. 5.
Hey, Johnna, just if you would recommend it to anyone, just give them a little asterisk, which is like, it's a little bit scary.
It's a little bit scary. Okay, you got it.
I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5. I did really like it. I think For me, it could have been darker. It could have been. I would have liked some more scary. I would have liked to see some more stalking. That's just me. That's how I feel. So 4 out of 5.
I will also give it a 4 out of 5. I was not loving it the first like 10 to 15% when all I could feel were the parallels to Ova.
Yeah.
It was really bringing up that trauma for me. But once I turned the corner and I enjoyed it. I mean, we're making fun of Johnna for saying like all those things were funny. I still don't think that they were necessarily funny, but they were certainly enjoyable to read. And I enjoyed reading them. I mean, yeah. But of course, it's not The Secret, so 5.
Right.
Sure. All right. It's time.
It's time. Johnna, we've disagreed a lot, but your strawberries are still sticking with me, so we're allied.
Yep.
Oh
Yep. That's right.
Oh,
it's so good. There's such a small price to pay for your undying loyalty. It feels good.
I'm glad it feels good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cast my vote. Okay.
I'm nervous. Actually, she seems like she's hesitant to do it.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Okay. My vote is gonna be for Clara.
Okay.
Because so my vote, I think Johnna and I had a very good vibe. My vote should never have been for Johnna, but Clara's should have. Belittled you. She called you a bully. Remember, she apologized to the readers if they vomited the Scottish listeners if they vomited listening to us.
Okay.
You know, your vote should have been for Johnna.
But you have to take into consideration
because
the strawberries.
I can't. No, we don't.
Right,
I don't
exactly.
agree with that.
Because you're a fat cat who accepts bribes.
Okay. Ridiculous. Okay. All
right. For you.
Wow.
Okay. Punching up.
What an
I get it.
Unintended but fun side effect of the strawberries. Now Clara's getting dragged for it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I just have to say I'm glad John is having fun.
Yeah, thank you. I know who my asshole is, and it's Sarah. And here's why. I dropped these breadcrumbs at the beginning of the cast. Oh, what this author is such a mystery. I really thought Sarah would latch on to that and start clicking away on her computer like she likes to do. Doing all of her little reading and her little looking online. And she didn't take the bait at all. So I was left there just hung out to dry, having only done a little bit of research on the author. like an idiot.
I did mention the stuff on the movie.
Sure.
But I did not know you wanted me to do work for you in the middle of the cast. That's accurate.
I just
if you wanted that, you should have put some actual very wrong, clearly wrong information, and that would have triggered me to be like, "What, Johnna?" And then I would have probably just for if next time if you're trying to pull that.
Okay, I'll certainly set it up again, to try to do less work. So thanks for the tip. That's a good one for next time. Sarah, that leaves only you, I believe.
Well, I haven't voted
Clara
yet.
hasn't voted.
Oh, sorry. I just know it's not me, so I don't care. Go ahead, honey.
So in some, there would be a situation where Claire could be insulted that you were just forgetting about her. But
no,
she can't. I can't do anything to her. I can say whatever I want to her now.
Okay, I've got my vote. It's not for Johnna.
Oh, it would have been so good.
But what it is, it's for Sabrina.
Wow.
And there's a couple of reasons. One, because I don't want to vote with Johnna and let her choice become the asshole. Is one. Two, Sabrina attacking me just now.
I'm
And
just stating the
3,
truth.
she pointed out again that I missed that the mother wasn't dead, and is like, all right, we can't. I don't even know that we need to point to the fact that I missed
it with you.
Well, don't point at it. Brush over it, and hopefully people didn't notice who missed what. So my vote is for Sabrina. It's not obviously it would be Johnna, but my hands are tied.
What can she do?
Yeah.
You can break the cycle of crime, Clara.
Yeah. Yeah, this is tough, I guess, obviously, again, you know. I mean, Johnna just randomly attacked me, but also
Random.
randomly, yeah, it was pretty random. She also kept talking about that skiing accident as though there's nothing to do with skiing and driving me crazy. But ultimately, you know, this alliance is so fucked. So obviously, I'm gonna vote for Clara because
Okay, well, Johnna initiated the alliance, so
yeah, but you're sticking with it.
what am I supposed to do? Be ungrateful for a like $50 gift?
There, you're starting
it's
to. I don't
like
like
the
you.
4th episode. Okay,
Okay.
it's too much power. These chocolate strawberries were not that good. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I'm sure they were, and I will say, Claire, it wasn't expressly said in the gift, but I would say trying to convince other people to vote for me is against the spirit of.
I'm not necessarily saying vote for John. I'm just saying don't vote for me. I have to be able to defend myself. Jesus.
Well, it's either I vote for John and we're all out of the cast. No, it's Claire. Claire, you're it. You're the asshole.
Well, I'm tied with Sabrina though. So.
No, you're not.
Oh, all 3 of you voted for me?
No, I had a vote. Sabrina got a vote. You got 2.
So that's
votes.
2.
Got 2.
Sabrina also got 2, right?
No,
just 1. There's only 4 people here.
What?
Clara,
you're definitely at.
Sabrina got 1.
Doing math. You're going to need
Clara
another.
got 2.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
All right.
A lot more people would be upset with Sabrina for wish she had.
No.
Fine.
No.
Right.
Supported her.
Okay.
All right, great. So, guys, what are we reading next for our big finale? What are we reading?
Big finale. We saved the book we absolutely do not want to read for last. It's so clearly we've just week after week punted it. And it's, guess what? A self-help.
Hell yeah, bitches!
And let me tell you why I know self-help books don't work. Because we've now read, what, 7, 8? Are our lives better in any way?
Absolutely.
From before?
No, they have not
we read
helped
the self-help book.
You all have children now.
Yeah, if anything,
You're
you
welcome.
claiming you secreted our children? Is that what you're trying to claim right now?
No.
I'm just suspicious, is all I'm saying.
Is anyone looking up what the book is during this vamping? Or...
Yes,
the way
yes.
Johnna was talking,
Yes.
it sounded like she knew.
She was going to.
Know.
It's Dichotomy of Leadership by Jocko Willink and Leif Bobbin.
It sounds so boring.
Oh, God.
Jocko and Leif, yeah.
Dichotomy of leadership. I'm not interested in that at all.
I barely know
We're
what
not
dichotomy
interested.
means.
I'm not a leader and I don't aspire to be one.
It's a business book, and you know we're not in business. But we'll read it and we'll talk about it, and it's going to be a fun one. Please become a patron of the Mean Arts on Patreon. Patreon. Follow us on all the socials. Send us your recs. Anything else, guys?
Anybody have any good book recs?
Well, other than the whole episode.
I've just been reading a lot of baby prep books.
Oh, haven't you already done it?
Yeah, just reminders.
Reminding.
You know.
I get it. I've been taking the classes
just
again.
to make sure. I'm not taking the classes again, so to fill the guilt of that, I'm reading the books.
What is it? The Birth Partner? That's always the one, everyone.
I like
yeah, that's
what it's called.
The Birth Partner's a good one.
Bringing Up Baby.
Loved Bringing Up Baby.
No. No, fuck the French.
It's
wow, I just thought of Hot Dogs again.
Expecting Better. Emily Oster. She
Sarah recommended that one to me. I read it during my pregnancy.
Yeah.
It's like she uses
get upset about that one, but I also liked it.
Yeah.
just tells you like where the advice comes from, what kind of studies, and how much you should read into those studies and like what's kind of suspect about them and stuff like that.
Because everything's like everything with pregnancy and after your kids is like a risk assessment. So I think it's good to think of it in those ways. The books, I probably talked about this before. I read most of the series now, The Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah Maas. Have any of you guys read that?
No.
I tried to get us to do that for the cast because I knew I wanted to read it, and I still think it would have been good.
God knows I'd rather be reading that than Dichotomy of Leadership.
Oh my God.
But it's horny fantasy, and it's just exactly what I want out of my books. Horny fantasy. So totally recommend those.
Great.
Okay.
All right.
Good right.
All right. We'll see you next step. We'll see you.
Can't wait.
I mean, hear you? No, you'll just hear
We
us.
don't hear from you.
I imagine, and I see you in my mind's eye.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. You look great.
I hear you in my mind's ear.
You sound great.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.